Alright guys, how you doing? I'm Stephen Barlow. I'm here in the garden. I wanted to give you guys some quick tips about pruning crepe myrtle. Working in the garden center all weekend, I had a bunch of you guys come in and ask us questions on, am I too late to prune my crepe myrtle? When's a good time to prune my crepe myrtle? What should I do? Well, here we are. It's around the end of April, and now's an okay time to prune your crepe myrtle. It's actually a perfect time because it hasn't set its flower buds yet. Crepe myrtle set their flower buds more towards June, July, so we have a great time to prune it. The first and foremost thing that I like to talk about with crepe myrtles is to do a scratch test to see if it survived, see what's going on. So what I do is I take a simple knife and I'm just going to scratch the bark a little bit and see. I see it's green there. I know that's a healthy crepe myrtle and it's definitely going to leaf out. You'll start to see your crepe myrtle leafing out right now. It'll start to send these little leaves out, these buds. So that's when you know it's starting to grow. So what we're going to do is we're going to prune our crepe myrtle. Most crepe myrtles are very aggressive growing trees and plants. So they generally need to be pruned every year. Whereas you have some of your other trees like oak trees or zelkovas or even cherries, things that they don't need to be pruned every year. But I like to talk to you guys about pruning every single year. So my dad's over here helping me. He's pruning this crepe myrtle. What he's doing is he's taking a lot of the upper growth off of it. If you look, he's starting to mound it because if he lets this thing get too big, it's going to get gigantic and it's going to start to flop. And I kind of want this crepe myrtle to stay a little more dwarf. What we're also doing is he's also going to be taking off these smaller, what we call first year shoots, that we don't want them to grow out too much because what's going to happen is they're going to get larger and they're going to interfere with the main branches. So this is a clumping crepe myrtle. It's got 5 stalks in here, and we gotta want to try and keep 3 to 4 main stalks off of each one. So you see he's back there, he's cutting all of last year's growth off, all the flowers, and he's taking quite a bit off. He's taking a good 2 to 3 feet off. Don't be worried about that. Like I said, these are fast growing trees. They could go 3, sometimes even 4 feet a year. So you're totally all right. So Dad, why don't you come over here and show them what I mean about these guys, and we'll cut some of these off. So these are just some of last year's suckers that we want to take off, and new ones are going to form. So he's taking all of them off, just like that. If you look at his pruners, I always say to you guys, make sure you have a really good pair of pruners. He's using a Felco bypass pruner. I always say don't cheap out on your pruners. Get a good pair of Felcos. You'll have them your whole life, and you can even get them sharpened, blades changed. They're really important. It makes doing this job so much easier. Also at the bottom of the tree, don't forget you're going to get some suckers throughout the year. You want to keep this area clean down here. These are the 5 main stalks that I talked about. So any new growth that's coming off of here throughout your growing season, make sure you prune those off. And last but not least, I already put some plant tone on this. I like to fertilize my crepe myrtle this time of year. Just a couple. I use about a cup full of plant tone, 2 cups around the plant. That's all the fertilizer this tree needs for the whole year. Hope you guys got some tips on pruning your crepe myrtles. Don't forget, if you have any questions, make sure you email them to us, and we'll get back to you on Q&A Tuesday.